Well, hi everyone, Shaun Humphries here. Welcome to All Things Retirement. Well, over the years, I've made it a habit of keeping a running list of factors that I think have contributed to a successful transition for people as they move into retirement. So we've helped hundreds of families navigate the retirement transition. Now, there are some factors that actually get in the way of a successful transition, and that's what I want to talk about today. And I'm going to talk about one particular philosophical discussion around knowledge. And if you get this one wrong, it could actually hurt you in your retirement planning journey. If you get it right, then it's going to lead to a little bit of humility and an openness to looking at different options when it comes to your retirement transition. One of the key things that we need to keep in mind when it comes to retirement planning is, yes, you need to have a plan, but you need to be flexible, you need to be adaptable, you need to be able to pivot and have different strategies that you'll use depending on the circumstances that you're in. That's really critical when it comes to retirement planning. So I think you'll enjoy this video. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe if you don't want to miss future content. And if you go to the show notes, there's some educational resources that you can tap into, as well as you can find out how you can get a complimentary retirement snapshot. So go to the show notes, you can get access to that information. So there's a great quote that comes from Aristotle, and the quote is, "The more you know, the more you realize that you don't know." And that quote really feeds into a scientific, philosophical discussion that's referred to as the Dunning-Kruger effect. Maybe some of you have heard of it before. So that's the image here on the screen. So the Dunning-Kruger effect on the horizontal axis here, you can see wisdom, increasing wisdom, going from a know-nothing to a guru, and over on this vertical axis, you can go from low confidence to high confidence. And what the Dunning-Kruger effect is trying to explain is one of the things that we have to keep in mind when we begin to increase our knowledge in any topic is we could succumb to being on the peak of Mount Stupid and make some really bad decisions. So many of us have had this experience, right, where we know nothing about a topic, we start improving our knowledge level, and we become much more confident about the area. But what we sometimes find out too late or after the fact is we didn't realize how much we didn't know. So as you get into a topic, there's this point of confidence that increases quite quickly, and you begin to take actions in an area where you feel you really know most of the important information. And what happens is you can hit the valley of despair. In other words, there's ramifications of your actions that you had no way of knowing because your knowledge level, which was so limited, but you were overconfident about, didn't set you up to be able to deal with challenges down the road. You didn't know what you didn't know. And so as a consequence, it hurt you financially. Now, there's two groups of people that I've experienced when I've worked with people helping them with financial plans. So one group is just a natural delegator group. Now, they have to be very careful because sometimes they delegate too much, but the delegator group, whatever the reason is, either because professionally they're used to getting coaching relationships and paying professional fees for advice, or they're just naturally inclined that way, will pay for financial advice and over the years understand that that advice will pay handsome dividends to them financially. And of course, the data is very clear on that. Advised households experience better financial outcomes. And then you have a group that is more self-directed. They're do-it-yourselfers. They're not inclined to work with others. Maybe it's because they haven't paid for professional advice. Maybe they think fees or costs are a drag on performance and net worth. And they're not convinced that professional advice can actually enhance their financial wealth. So it's an ongoing challenge for that group of people. And that group of people can get caught up in this Dunning-Kruger effect where they'll begin this journey of being self-directed, and they think they know a lot. But obviously, when you compare, someone investing in ETFs and feeling like they're an ETF savant, or they're retiring and it's an N of one, when you've got professionals who've helped hundreds and hundreds of families retire, there's a very big difference there. So advisors who specialize in the area can bring to the file something called pattern recognition. They've had so many file experiences, so many life experiences walking this journey with many, many families, they can bring to your file some, I think, timely wisdom. And they know what you don't know, and they can bring that to the file so that you can have a really successful transition. And that's really the point that I wanted to make is you want to approach most topics, but particularly this topic of retirement, which is one of the biggest life transitions you'll navigate, with a very high level of humility from an intellectual learning standpoint. Yes, there's some basics you probably feel pretty comfortable with, but likely for many people, so that they don't get hit by the Dunning-Kruger effect, working with a professional who's had hundreds of case files to work with, that can bring that experience, can give you enhanced wisdom in your journey towards your retirement goals and objectives. Anyway, if you want to tap into wisdom like that, make sure you go to the show notes to find out how you can get a complimentary retirement income plan. Wishing you all the best in your retirement and overall wealth planning journey. You take care.